Today we woke up to blue skies, no wind, and a false bay looking really quite lovely and inviting. So we popped down to Long Beach and jumped in to see what we could see. We didn't have much hope in terms of visibility because there's been a lot of upwelling over the past couple of weeks, and we paddled up and down, and yeah, it was pretty dark and green in the water, but we did see a very large stingray, and then just like that, we spotted some Paper Nautilus shells. In fact, we found 2 of them a couple of meters off the shore, and they are just such treasures and reminders of the beautiful that is out there. And it got me thinking about the quite big happening in March 2022 when so many of these creatures were blown off course. They're pelagic and are not endemic to this area, but they had been blown off course and eddied in Simonstown off Long Beach, and we were finding so many of them, either just the shells or the creatures really in the last throes of their struggle. It was a special event, not a lovely event, because they were destined to die. There was no way that they were going to survive, but such a privilege to be witness to them. I remember when I first started diving, on my bucket list was to swim in the wilds with Paper Nautilus, and someone laughed at me and said, "Oh, then you're going to have to go very deep and very far out." And then in 2022, when all of these creatures washed in, it was the closest I would come to encountering them. But today, these 2 beautiful, large, perfect shells were just in the sand, and we marveled at the fact that they seem so delicate, but they clearly have been washed in by some very violent storms over the last few weeks, but they hold. Now, this is footage of 2 years ago, and this is a creature that is still inside the shell. There you see it. They're in the cephalopod family, so they're sort of an octopus, sort of a squiddy. And if you look carefully, you can see there's a membrane over the outer shell. So what they can do is they can actually spread part of their bodies to form a covering over the shell. And like octopus, they can also change color and camouflage their own shells. So you can see there in the little bit of tentacle, you can see a bit of a web. So these are such incredible creatures and very, very beautiful in their design. And in fact, only the females make this shell. So all of these very large specimens are actually the mummies and they carry their eggs inside the shell. Thank you, Ocean, for the gifts of today.